as local citizens, inspired by the leadership of Annie S. Harris, saw fit to petition that a special recognition be made as a tribute to the life, contributions, and accomplishments of Aquina Cassanias Howell. Be it therefore resolved that on this day, December 11, 2009, at 11 a.m. in Tallahassee, Florida, we dedicate and name a street, Aquina Howell, in her honor as a tribute to her great work and as a living memorial to be cherished by present and future generations. Thank you so much to the family, friends, and loved ones of Aquina Howell.
Aquina was the oldest of 4 children, our older brother, another brother in the middle. Louis was the older brother, Antonio was the middle brother, and I was the baby, Lucille. Aquina was my sister / mother. My mother taught out in rural, so she left very early in the morning, so Aquina just kind of took over with me. In later life, we were best friends. I went to her to crown her shoulder, and she came to me to crown her shoulder, only she was the stronger, so she rarely cried. If you ask anyone about her, they're going to paint the picture of a very friendly person. She didn't meet strangers, that everybody was her friend. She talked and asked questions about you and made you feel as if she's known you all along, simply because she would be so interested in what you had to say. She started off as a social studies and civics teacher at the old Lincoln High School, and then moved into guidance counselor, and then from there to the administration assistant superintendent of schools at Lynn County.
Aquina was the kind of person who could work across all economic strata, race. When I first met her as a teacher, it was during the time when they were integrating schools, transferring African American teachers to integrated schools. And it was a lot of turmoil, but she had that soothing effect that would make all of us at ease. She said that even though it's stressful times, you have the skill sets to make sure that you do your part. And she was a firm believer that the other party would meet you halfway. And she set the standard for doing that. My experience in working with her, I started out as a teacher at Amos P. Guideby High School, and she was already at the district. And one of the things she would do to try to get you to advance your skills, she would say, I need you to serve on a district committee. And sometimes you may have thought, well, why do I need to do this? I have an awful lot to do in the classroom. But she was persistent because she knew you had the talent to do it. And it allowed you to kind of challenge yourself and step into a new situation and to gain some experience.
This is where my mother got her start. She was born to the late Aurelia and Madeline Taylor Cassanias. My mother was a daddy's girl. He was from Havana, Cuba. She learned many valuable lessons from both her parents and tried to pass them on to my sister and I.
I'm the oldest daughter of 2 children. She had another daughter. My mother was not a very strong disciplinarian. She taught by example. We used to get punishments. We never got spankings. Half the times we would have to laugh because she was so witty, but we knew that she was a good person, so we had to live up to her expectations. Most people said she was a very witty, but she was a very brilliant person. She could sit by you in a meeting and tell you jokes and keep a straight face. She worked under 7 superintendents, and she just really enjoyed the work. She believed in public education. She was really passionate. She worked long hours during the integration period. They would be out until 4 o'clock in the morning working to have a smooth transition with desegregation. She was instrumental in that.
I met Aquina Howell when I was in junior high school, and that was during the segregation years. And at that time, she was encouraging us to be all that we could be. Our value system, learn, read, apply as much of your learning to life and those kinds of things. Later on, she would be very, very instrumental in ensuring that not only African Americans, but all students continue to feel valued, and that this was one country, one system. She was a mediator. She was a facilitator. She was had a calming effect. She was very soft-spoken, but very insistent on making sure people understood her point of view.
whatever the crisis was, she could always come in with a calming kind of spirit and calm everybody down. And I used to call her Pollyanna because I used to always say, okay, here you go with your Pollyanna philosophy. Aquina played a big part in my life because she was so understanding, and she was always there to help me work out the best situation or the best results for what was going on. I would not be who I am today had it not been for Aquina. There were 14 years difference in our ages, and so when I said sister/mother, that's what I really mean. And then we got to be sister friend, which was so important to me.
I am glad you are here today. I am excited. When they put the sign up, the road street, I was just like a little kid dancing in the streets, because I think it was just fitting that we would honor Aquina Howell in this fashion.
She had a sense of worthiness about everybody that she met, that they could excel at what they did. And not only did she feel that way, she did whatever she could to make sure that it happened. If we had role models throughout Tallahassee, throughout our state, throughout our nation, like Aquina Howell, I'll tell you, we would be doing some wonderful things now.